Welcome back to Peonie Me, or if you're new, welcome. I recently joined YouTube in last week, yeah, it was last week. And if you watched my video, thank you for being very kind. If you noticed, the camera was really skew-whiff, and my editing, actually I was quite proud of my editing for the first time, but yeah, there was a few little bumps on the way, especially with Henry, my little one, being a little munchkin in the intro. So I thought for my second video I'd do the mummy tag, which is, I think it's quite a bit old now, but it was trending a little bit on blogs and it's still around on YouTube, and I thought it was quite a good way to sit down and do a bit of a Q&A, so you can learn a little bit more about me in a bit more of an informal way. Plus, if I put on Twitter, I'm doing a Q&A, put your questions in, I doubt I would have got anything back, so I thought it was quite a good start for my second video. So I'll just grab the questions. The first question is, am I a working mum or stay-at-home mum? Well, I am a working mum. I work Monday to Friday. I went back from maternity leave when Henry was around 7 or 8 months, which was a little earlier than planned, but unfortunately I finished work before Henry was born, a lot earlier than planned, because I developed SPD during my pregnancy. And if you don't know what SPD is, I'll link it down below. I did a blog post about it, and there's some links as well for further information if unfortunately you suffer from that too. So yeah, so that made a big difference to when I went back to work, and yeah, I think Henry was around quite approaching 8 months old. The reason as well I went back to work was I quite enjoyed it. I work in the fashion industry and fashion buying. Fashion is a part of who I am, so it felt very much natural that I would go back. So, question number 2, would I have it any other way? At the moment, no. I think it's a good mix for Henry and I. It works well, we're in a good routine. I'm getting what I need in terms of a little bit of me time at work. Henry's getting so much from nursery in terms of development. Obviously, blue skies, if the world was your oyster, everyone would win the lottery. But I think I'd still work, because I don't think I could entertain Henry 7 days a week and give him as much attention and stimulation that nursery does. So at the moment I think we've got the perfect mix. Question number 3, do we co-sleep? Not intentionally. The little monkey very much co-sleeps. We've tried different ways, but it all comes down to us just not being strong enough. And when Henry wakes up in the evenings, at the moment it's around 2 o'clock. I don't know if he's teething, I don't know if he's cold, because it's been quite cold lately. I don't know if he's irritated, I don't know if he's just a little monkey, but he tends to end up back in our bed. We try to just go in his room and soothe him, not interested, and then you fall into that potential thing where he wakes up properly. We've done the thing where we rock him, and we stopped giving him bottles around when he was about 1. From a recommendation that he was using bottles to soothe himself back asleep, so he was waking up for it because he couldn't self-soothe. So, and he'd never had a dummy, so all those soothing things never really worked for us. So it just comes down to, we've got work the next day, we're exhausted, and we just literally plonk him in the middle of our bed, and 50% of the time he just completely flaps out asleep, and it's great. And then the other 50% of the time he is ready for his new day. He's full of so much energy, and he's just, you just want to punch him in the head. No, you just want to literally stop all that energy, put it in a little cup by your side of your bed for the next day for yourself. But literally he is just full of beans, and if anyone has got any suggestions on keeping your baby in their bed, not so much sleeping right through, keeping them in their bed, pop them down below, because I'm going to sell them, because it's gold dust, pure gold dust. So in answer to the question, do we co-sleep? Yes, we do. So question number 4 is, what is my must-have item for my baby? So, there's so many must-have items, but when Henry was a true baby, because he's a toddler now, he's nearly 2, When he was a baby though, probably one of the must-have items was probably either music or white noise. Music, because I felt like in the evenings when you just can't get enough sleep and you're pulling your hair and you're exhausted, I found that putting some music on didn't help Henry so much but kept me sane. And I literally just sing along to the song. Like John Legend was like my saviour. I'd literally just sing along, rock Henry in the kitchen, because I had the floor space. I'd do a little dance or a little jig, keep me sane, keep me together. It took my focus away from being tired, and it was literally a godsend. In terms of white noise, Henry would get very irritable. It wasn't colic, we don't know what it was when he was first born, but he just couldn't settle himself to sleep. He was always irritated and really upset, and I found that white noise literally just pulled them back together and then helped us figure out what was wrong. Question number 5, how many kids do I plan on having? Before I had Henry and before I got pregnant, I was all for 2, a boy and a girl. That was just, I don't know, just what I felt I was comfortable with. Plus I had Henry in my 30s, early 30s, so it felt like in terms of my life 2 would fit in perfectly, and my husband felt the same. Then I got pregnant with Henry and had a really, really crappy pregnancy and a really, really shocking birth. And again, if you want to read a birth story, I'll pop that down below, but it doesn't make for good reading, if I'm honest. So yes, if you've not had a baby, don't read it. So yeah, now I'm on the 1 baby is quite good. I'm happy with 1. I would love another one if someone could just pop the baby in a little basket outside the house and say ta-da, and a little note that says, and it sleeps right through. So yeah, 2 would be lovely, but 1 at the moment seems just perfect. So question number 6 is date night. How many do we have? So ironically, in our diaries, my husband and I share a diary with the Apple phones, and every Friday we call it date night. And date night usually means quite a nice cooked meal, maybe a movie, or we'll watch something on Netflix and we'll just snuggle on the couch, have a drink and literally just crash out. Well, I'll crash out and Ben will normally watch the rest of the programme or movie. So, but it's not what I would call a date night, what we had before Henry. In terms of really true date night, I'd probably say maybe 4 times a year. Is that really bad? That is really bad. But we had a date night pre-Christmas, and we went to this beautiful French restaurant. We had some drinks prior. I had time to dress up. My mum had Henry, and it was such an incredible night. So what we've done is we've planned for Valentine's. So the same, we're going to just go out, have some drinks, have some really nice food, dress up, and yeah, just have some time for just Ben and I. Oh, which reminds me, Mum, if you're watching this, will you babysit? So, question number 7, what is Henry's favourite TV show? And without a doubt, it's Peppa Pig. He literally wakes up in the morning, Peppa. He loves Peppa Pig. There's other shows he loves. He loves Ben and Holly. Actually, no, I think I prefer Ben and Holly to Peppa, so I push him to watch that a little bit more. And in terms of Disney's, he loves Frozen. He will literally sing Let It Go, and he does all these little actions and it's super cute. He loves Tangled and Cars, loves Cars, and not so much when he first watched it. He would literally just be like this, just staring into the iPad, but he's not so much keen on that, but he'll always go back to Peppa. He is amazing on the iPad. He literally just finds whatever show he wants to watch, and at the moment he loves these they're like children's songs, like animation, and literally just goes crazy. In fact, if I can capture him doing it, I'll insert it here, because he just goes like, oh, just mental. In fact, I'm going to make sure it's inserted right now. So, question number 8, name one thing that I bought for Henry before he was born that I never used. I can't really think of anything. I think we were really good at what we bought. There wasn't anything that really didn't make use, and we also bought quite a bit after he was born. So things like the nanny, which is like a mat they sleep on, which really helped my husband, who was quite anxious that Henry would stop breathing. So that was amazing. But what did I not use? Not so much not use, but we did get a lot of teddy bears. And he's got one little bear called Bjorn, which is like just a little IKEA teddy bear. It's like £1. He loves Bjorn. But other than that, he's not big on teddy bears, and he's got quite a lot. And people tend to gift quite a lot of teddies, and they're all on top of his wardrobe at the moment. So it's I feel a bit sad that they're all up there. In fact, if you'd like to see a room tour of Henry's, pop it down below, and I can show you where all the teddies are. So they're probably the biggest thing. But no, there wasn't anything I could say I didn't really use. I think we were quite good with that one. So, question number 9 is, what is Henry's favourite food? And without a doubt, it's bananas. First thing in the morning, he wakes up, he has a little cup of milk and a banana, and just sits contently with either his toys or with the iPad while I get ready in the morning, and he literally devours the banana. Admittedly, he doesn't love them as much as he used to. I think he's getting a little bit bored of them now, but it's always my go-to in first thing in the morning, especially because, for example, if he's in nursery, he won't have his toast and porridge until a little bit later. Or if he's with us on the weekend, he's up from anything between 5:30 and 6, and that just seems mega early to start giving him breakfast. So banana and milk while we all wake up, and keep him quite chilled first thing in the morning, that's always a winner. And literally, Tesco, I just pop him in the trolley, give him a banana, and he's happy all the way around. So banana is definitely Henry's favourite food, which is quite fitting because we call him Little Monkey. So question number 10, which I think is slightly odd, but I'll answer it anyway, is how many cars do we have? My husband and I have a car each. Ben has the fancy car, and I have the mum car. I drive a Corsa. It's perfect. It boots perfectly for its pram and all the other baby stuff we need to take around. Car seat fits perfectly, and it just suits me to an absolute T. So yeah, that's it. 2 cars. So question number 11, weight gain before, during and after pregnancy. So before I had Henry, I'd got married the year before. Lost loads of weight, as you do as you go a little bit bridezilla. And I got down to about 8 stone 4, which I felt was a little bit too skinny for me in terms of weight, but I was in no way toned. So what I probably should have done is stopped doing cardio and started to tone up more. And then while I was trying for Henry, which was nearly a year, I went up to just under 9 stone, which was a little bit more than I wanted to be. I sort of stopped doing as much exercise as I did pre-wedding. And then during pregnancy, I put on a lot of weight. I think I maybe about 10.5 stone, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'd like to say my bump was really neat, and it probably was really neat until about maybe 6 or 7 months, and then I just went big. My arms went big, my boobs were huge, my thighs were huge. In fact, the only thing that I quite liked was my ankles, but by the end of the day they were huge as well. And then after Henry, I had a C-section, and I don't know why people don't talk about it, but literally you're just full of water, and you go for a wee, and literally floods and floods and floods of water come out, and literally it's the best thing ever, because you keep going to the toilet thinking, I'm going to lose some more weight. But it wasn't until just before I went back to work that I started to exercise again, and started to lose a bit of weight. And then a few months back I really got stuck into exercise and lost a bit more, and now I'm probably back around my pre-baby weight, which was just under 9 stone. I'd love to lose more, but just at the moment just don't have the time, and I'm not a naturally motivated person when it comes to exercise, but when I'm in it, I love it and I'm all for it. I'm just a bit rubbish at getting there, if that makes any sense. But also probably one of the biggest things, it's not so much about weight, it's my body is completely changed. Before I've always been a bit booby, but I've always had quite a slim waist, I've always had quite slim legs, I've always had a bum. But now it's like, it's all shifting and it's all changing, it's all in different places. So at the moment it's not so much about weight, it's about figuring out what this new body is and what suits me and what doesn't suit me. So I think that's one of the biggest things to take away from after you had a baby, not so much of getting back into shape, just embracing your new body shape. So question number 13 is dream holiday with your kids. And so it's really funny, we were talking about this a while back, and I said to Ben, why don't we save for an amazing 2-week holiday, and then Ben can go away for 1 week on his own, sleep, eat, chill, read a book, explore the island, swim, just be so selfish and just love it. He'll come back, then I'll go and I'll do the same, and I'll read and have massages and I'll drink cocktails and it'll just be magical. And then I'll come back and we're both completely refreshed and feel like we've had the most amazing holiday. Henry has only really missed out on one parent either side, and he's all happy, doesn't really know any different while he's still little, and we've had a holiday. Because let's be honest, who has a dream holiday with kids? Obviously, dream holiday in terms of Henry being older will probably be like Disneyland, because I absolutely loved it growing up, or it would be somewhere that's just full of adventure. But at the moment, a dream holiday with your kids, I don't think it exists. Which brings me on to question 13, dream holiday without your kids. I would love, love, love to go back to the Maldives where we went for our honeymoon. It was beautiful. It was just my dream. There's so many people that say, oh, were you not bored just lying there? No, it was magical. Just had a wedding, really stressful time, planning it all. The wedding was beautiful, but just literally the beach was stunning. The food was out of this world. It was just magical, absolutely magical. And I just fell in love with Ben all over again. So Maldives for sure would be the place. Question number 14 is, how has my life changed since having Henry? It has changed immensely, absolutely immensely. I just look at his little face and I just can't believe he's mine. I just love him so, so much. Sometimes I'm in work and I'm just typing away and it just pops into my head and it just makes me smile so much. I can't really describe how it's changed my life. It's just probably changed my heart. It's just, oh, I just want to eat his little face, and he's just, yeah, just change it for the better, and I just couldn't imagine my world without him. So, question number 15, and I'm just going to grab it off my phone because I've said this now about 3 times and got it wrong. It makes my heart melt when Henry just says mama and just looks at me or gives me a little kiss, and it just makes my heart melt. In fact, most things he does, except when he's being naughty, it makes my heart melt. He's just my little dream. Question number 17 is, what is my favourite skincare or makeup? I'm not very much into beauty things. I'm more or less about what are my essentials, what do I need for work to look presentable. I'm not really big on the whole beauty thing, and I'm not very good at being, what's the word I'm looking for? Being loyal to a brand. In terms of makeup, if it comes to foundations, I've got really, really bad adult acne, so I'm all about high coverage and anything that can stay on as most of the day as possible. I love Chanel in terms of the makeup, the bronzer. They're probably the 2 biggest ones, but I've recently just discovered Estee Lauder. I forget the name, but it's basically the one that literally just stays on your face, and I've absolutely loving that lately. I'm probably, in terms of other staples, as I do like a red lip, but I'm not good at maintaining it, and then I'm obsessed with blush, like the pinker or the corally the better. But that's it really. I'm not really one to go out and get really excited about a new beauty range. In terms of skincare, again the same. I'm not very loyal to a brand, and I'm that person where I'm in the supermarket and, oh, that looks good, pop it in the trolley, which is probably not helping my adult acne in any way, which I'm hoping to fix, well, not so much fix, but give a lot more attention to this year. So yeah, I'm a bit rubbish, but however, Henry uses Aveeno creams, and I've been pinching a little bit of his daily moisturiser just on my face lately, and it's felt really nice on my skin. It's not felt too oily in any way, and it's helped where I've been a bit dry around my mouth where it's been quite chapped. But yeah, a bit rubbish on the old beauty, but fashion, I could talk to you for hours. So, question number 18 is Huggies or Pampers? And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Huggies are around anymore, or if they maybe recently just made a comeback, I'm not sure. But if we're going to talk about all the different brands of nappies, Pampers for me has been incredible. When Henry was only a few months old, he got the most awful nappy rash, and it could have been down to so many different things, but at the time we were using a supermarket branded nappy, and as soon as we switched back to Pampers, but again we did loads of different things during that time, so it could have been one of many factors, but literally as soon as we went back to Pampers, it was perfect. His nappy rash cleared up immensely. Yes, they are a little bit more pricier than supermarket brands, but then if you shop around, there's so many deals, and at the moment we do that whole Amazon thing with like a subscription, and they just send them each month, and it just works perfectly. So I'm all about the Pampers. Question 19 is, have I always wanted kids? Yes, definitely always wanted kids. Always saw myself as being a mum. Literally would daydream about it for days and days and weeks and everything. I just grew up around lots of brothers and sisters and lots of cousins, and lots of my parents' family's kids, so it felt very much natural that I would carry on that, and we would be part of like a big family. Maybe not have a big family ourselves, but definitely be involved in the outer family, lots of events and things like that. So yeah, I always knew I wanted to be a mum. And the last question is, what is the best part about being a mum? I don't know. Know that you have someone to look after you when you're old. No, I'm joking. Best part about being a mum is just knowing that that little person just knows that they are so loved, and they equally love you so much back. It's just an incredible feeling. It doesn't matter how tired you get, it doesn't matter the little tantrums they have, or if your day's not gone the way you want it to be. Just that little person is a part of you. It's just incredible, and just every day they literally just take your breath away by doing something new that they've never done before. It was only yesterday Henry went Susie, as in Susie of Susie Sheep from Peppa Pig, and it was like, okay, so it was bloody Pepper again, but it was a new word, and I was just like, oh my god, it said Susie, and it was amazing. And I just best thing about being a mum for sure is just zen. Yeah, so that's it, all 20 questions from the mummy tag. Sorry if some of them were questions a little bit odd, maybe the mummy tag's a little bit dated now, but hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight into me and my life and things I like and don't like. So yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and if you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button or the like button, and if you've got any comments or any constructive criticism, just pop that down below as well. And thank you very much. Goodbye.